Welcome back, everybody, for Found Footage Sunday. Now, I guess it is. I watched this yesterday morning, like early Saturday morning, and basically just took my notes and everything, did my thing while watching the movie, and ended up just hanging out with my sister. Then just I was playing fucking Bloodborne and Dark Souls for like 8 hours at night until like 7 in the morning, 6 in the morning. It's like 9 o'clock a.m. right now. I didn't sleep all night, but I finally said like, all right, I gotta finally do this. This was supposed to be like out like early Saturday morning as part of Found Footage Friday. But like I said in other reviews and discussions and videos and stuff like that of mine, I will retroactively take anything and make it sound like it's on purpose. And I did this last weekend when it rained into Saturday. So now instead of Found Footage Friday, it was self-tape Saturday. And today's Sunday, self-tape Sunday. So let's talk Incantation from this year. It just came out on Netflix 2 days ago. Found footage film from Taiwan, directed by Kevin Ko. I think that's how you say it. I mean, it's Ko. So, I mean, how many ways can you say that? Unless, like, it's like some Asian way of saying it and stuff that I can't think of. Cow. Now it just sounds like cow. It's Ko. Fucking, that's what we're going to go with. Kevin Ko. Or KO. Like, he's a knockout. I don't know. Fucking, that's his name. But yeah, on Netflix, streaming now, and interestingly enough, I just did like a spoiler-free short video on this. But this is now, this came out in March in Taiwan, and it's now the highest-grossing horror film in Taiwan's history, which is that's fascinating to me. Like, you don't see a lot of Taiwan horror movies, like movies that made in Taiwan. Like, you don't see many of them. Like, you see Japanese horror like crazy and stuff, like The Ring and Grudge and like all that whole subgenre and stuff. Which this movie does remind me of Ringu or The Ring, the remake, a little bit. Like, there's definitely some Ring-esque stuff in this movie, for sure. But let's dive into the movie. So the entire introduction scene with Ronan narrating and saying, telling us about this incantation and asking if we believe in blessings and everything like that, and then saying about the power of will and how somebody's will could like shape our reality and everything, and then they show a picture of the Ferris wheel and stuff, and like the optical illusion that if you look at it and stuff, it looks like it's going to the left. Then if you can adjust your perception of it basically and have it going to the right, which is, I love optical illusions like that. So just like seeing that in a found footage movie was so cool. And then the same thing with the train and stuff. With the train, you're looking at it, it can look like it's either going forwards or backwards. And she's explaining all this and stuff, saying that your will is what shapes your reality. And then she gets into the incantation and starts saying to say it with her, like even if you just say it in your head, and repeats this incantation, which she does a few times throughout this movie. And it's just such an interesting premise for a movie, especially a found footage movie. And I say that a lot, like when I do found footage films and stuff, when I say like especially for found footage, like it's not a knock on found footage. Like, I love found footage movies, like the good ones. But every subgenre has its good, it's great, and it's terrible films. But I say that just because of how low budget 90% of found footage films are. They're very low budget. There's mostly unknown actors and actresses in it. Like, it's very cheaply made, and that's why there's such an oversaturation in the found footage genre. Like, you go on any streaming service and you can find 1,000 found footage films. and 90% of them, 95% of them are absolutely abysmal. Like, absolutely terrible. But there are some diamonds in the rough out there and stuff. Like, I've done a few on my channel already, and there's more that I will be doing, you know, every Friday and stuff for Found Footage Fridays and stuff that I feel like are much lesser known great found footage movies. Like, not like the huge ones like the Blair Witch and the Paranormal Activity movies and Grave Encounters, which is one of my favorite found footage movies, which I covered already, and same with the Creep movies. Those have gotten a lot more popular over the years. Wreck, The Bay, like those are the VHS series. Those are all pretty much like well-known movies in the found footage genre. Like, even for people who don't care for found footage, really, like those are films that like people, horror fans, have seen, even if they don't care for that subgenre. So like, yeah, 90-95% of found footage movies are bad to terrible because it's just so oversaturated with films in the genre. But some of them, like I said, are just very well done. And I was actually very surprised with this movie. Like, I went in completely blind, had no idea what this film was about. And that's how I like going into any new movie that I've never seen before. And I was very highly surprised. And I really enjoyed this film. I have a few gripes with it. Not big ones, but I really enjoyed this film. I was very surprised. That's a brutal car accident, man. Like the scene right after her, Ronan's narration in the beginning and everything. With they just get like sideswiped by another car and everything, and the car's flipped over, and like they're all just cramped in there, and then like the one guy gets out and he walks across the road and gets hit by a tractor trailer or a truck or whatever it was. Dude, that's fucked up, man. It's a brutal car accident scene. Like that, like when he got hit by the truck, I did not see that coming, like at all. Like, and then as soon as it happened, it just reminded me of Devil's Rejects, like when what the hell's her name? Wendy, right? Yeah, Wendy, the one who escapes, sort of, and Spaulding brings her back, and she has the dead skin mask on her and everything like that. And she runs out into the highway, and then she tries waving down a car, and then like the truck just fucking smashes right into her, and her entrails are like spewing all over the highway and everything, and she just like explodes. That's what it reminded me of. Then we have the scene with the office workers and stuff that are killing themselves, that are shooting themselves in the head and everything like that. And immediately this movie draws you in and makes you wonder what the hell is going on. Like, why is this happening to these people? Why are they killing themselves? Why are people getting into accidents and dying? And like all of that, it immediately piques your interest, which is something I love in any type of film, where like right off the bat, it can make you just start thinking so many different questions, and it immediately gets your attention and holds on to it for this entire film, which it was very, very good, very well done with the way that they opened this film up, just with the whole thing with the do you believe in blessings, and the whole thing with the power of will, and then the incantation that we don't know what the hell it means because it's in fucking Mandarin and Chinese and stuff, and just all of that. And then the scenes, like I said, with the car and then the office workers and all the death and everything happening, and it just immediately makes you interested in like what the hell is going on here. And it keeps your interest, or at least it kept my interest for the rest of the film. Very well done. And then she shows the symbol and stuff, and says to memorize this symbol, and she leaves it on the screen for like 10 seconds or something, 15 seconds like that. Says, try to remember the symbol exactly the way it is and everything. And like, I love that about this movie, how it's like interactive in a way with the audience, with us as the viewers. Like, it makes us part of the film. especially in the ending and everything, and which I'll get to obviously. But just that whole idea of like her, like in her little video, like diaries or whatever that are spliced like throughout the film, when it's just her talking to us, the audience. Very well done, like very well done. Really enjoyed that, and how it just like brings us into the story. It brings us into the movie. I really thought that was a great idea. The characters in this movie are great, like Ronan and her daughter Toto. Like the subtitles say Dodo, but it always sounds like she's saying Toto. So I don't know if it's Toto or Dodo, but all I can think of was fucking the dog from Wizard of Oz. Like every time I heard this kid's name, like throughout this whole movie, every time she says the name, I'm just thinking Toto, Toto, fucking Wizard of Oz, like throughout the whole thing. But their whole relationship is adorable. Like you really feel for these characters. Like you feel for this mother and everything that she's went through in the past 6 years ago. Like when this whole thing happened to her, and then you feel for the daughter with everything that she goes through in this movie, and just like, and then not having a father, and that she was put up for foster care by the mother at the, after she was born, and she was in this foster care system and stuff, and the guy Ming who runs that foster care service and stuff, the daughter Toto is called, I can't say that name without thinking of the dog. Like I'm just gonna say the daughter, and the daughter like calls him dad and stuff, and like he loves this kid more than anything, because he mentions later on that he biologically can't have kids, and that he's always wanted to know what it's like to like grow a kid up and stuff, and see them grow into an adult and stuff like that. So there's like a lot of familial themes throughout this movie also, that as a father, like it hit very well. Like I really related to a lot of the stuff in this movie dealing with family and the desire for a family, and to see a kid grow up and all of that. Like it worked so well, very well implemented in this. So then we learn exactly what happened, and it was 6 years earlier, and we see a clip of Ronan in a mental institution, and her doctor is like interviewing her and talking to her and repeating what the doctor was told by Ronan in the past while she was in this institution, about a tunnel that her and her boyfriend and a friend, I think it's a friend or a relative of the boyfriend or something like that, I think it's a relative, and that they had this incident happen in a tunnel, and it was tied into this religious deity and everything, and that the more you understand it, the more you understand this deity and this like religion. It's like a cult basically. Like this is like a cult movie in a way too. Like just like one of those weird, like think like Midsommar or Hereditary, both by Ari Aster, who's a fucking genius. Like, or Wicker Man. It reminds me of that a little bit. Not like crazy over the top cults like in those movies, but just like this religion that these people believe in. The boyfriend and his relatives, like uncle or great uncle, whatever he was calling him. The Chens, I think their name is. And just this whole thing that they believe in, and believing in this Buddah-Mother deity and everything. It reminds me of a fucking cult. And I don't like talking about religion and stuff. I think I've mentioned it once on this channel and stuff. I'm not a religious person, so like all of it's kind of ridiculous to me. But of course, everyone is always entitled to their beliefs and opinions. I say that all the time on this channel. Absolutely. So whatever you believe, I'm fucking happy as hell for you. Whatever works for you. But yeah, she's saying like the more you understand this whole religion and this deity and everything, the more it takes a toll on you. Like the more that it brings more misfortune your way, which is another fascinating concept. And I don't want to keep saying especially for a found footage movie, but like especially for a found fucking footage movie. Like like it is. Like it's a very well done concept. And there's a few of them in here. There's a few themes and concepts that are explored in this movie that are excellently explored, especially for a found footage movie. Like absolutely. And when they're driving in the car, like the mom and Toto, and I can't with that name, man. I mean, she's adorable. Don't get me wrong, but every time I hear that name, I can't. But her and the daughter are in the car and stuff like that, and they're just having a little chit chat and stuff. And she's like, "What do you like?" And she's like, "I like everything." It reminded me of my daughter a little bit, and she doesn't like everything. Like everything, like this girl means everything. She likes absolutely everything. Did she like give her a bowl of broccoli or like fucking some type of like nasty vegetable that kids are notorious for not liking that type of stuff. Healthy foods or anything. They like their junk food and like their pizza and like all that type of stuff. Give her a bowl of broccoli, this girl, and see if she likes that. Like, I like everything. Yeah, sure, it's a kid saying it, but hey, this is what I do. It's still fucking ridiculous. This girl likes everything. Like, literally everything. Like, come on. Like, there's not one thing in the world that this kid doesn't like. I find that so hard to believe. So hard to believe. So they move into a new house, and like with most supernatural or paranormal or possession movies and stuff, always takes place when a family moves to a new house. That's why, and I was just talking about this on a horror Discord that I belong to. That's why I'm not huge in the Conjuring movies universe and everything like that. Like I enjoy the first film, the first Conjuring movie. I don't really care for the Annabelle movies except for Creation, the second one, Annabelle Creation. I actually highly enjoy that one. The Nun was not good at all. Curse of La Llorona was not good either. Like, and it wasn't even really like in that universe or anything. It just had like the priest that was from from Annabelle, and that was like the only link it had to the whole Conjuring universe. But that's why I really enjoy the second Conjuring the most out of all those films. It's not the only reason, obviously, but it's different in the fact that that family has lived there for a while before all this poltergeist, supernatural shit starts happening to them, which was such a breath of fresh air when that movie came out and I saw it. It's like, finally, dude, like this family has lived here for a long while. Like, finally, we don't have to sit through another supernatural movie where the family moves to a brand new house and then everything starts happening. It's such an overused trope. It's such a cliche at this point. It just has to be done with. Like, we gotta stop. Like, any future, like, screenwriters, like, script writers, filmmakers out there, like, you want to make like a supernatural, like a possession or ghost movie or paranormal movie, please don't put that in the script. Like, just do something different, please. Like, don't make it a family moving to a new house, then all this supernatural crazy shit happens. It's so overdone. It's just beating a dead horse over and over and over again for decades now. Like, this horse has been dead for decades. Like, he's not even buried still. He's just still lying on the floor, still being beaten with a baseball bat. Like, it's so just overdone. And I can't stand seeing it in movies. Like, obviously, like with older films and stuff like that, like classics from like the 70s, 80s and stuff like that, it gets a pass because they're older movies. But it's been used so much since then. And like, especially in like the 2000s onward and stuff like that, I can't even really think of a supernatural or paranormal movie where the family doesn't move into a new house. Like, I'd have to rack my brain and think about that. Like, but off the top of my head, I can't really think of any movie like that, except, like I said, The Conjuring 2. They've lived there for a while before all that happened. And I really like that about that movie, just for that fact. Like, just for the fact that it didn't follow the same tropes as every other movie in that whole little subgenre. Let's see. So they move into the new house. Who puts their milk cartons in the fridge laying down like that? Like in that first really great, creepy scene that we get, which is such a great scene. But she ends up walking around and stuff, and lights are flickering and everything, and like she's hearing voices, the toilet's flushing on its own and everything, and she opens up the fridge, and there's milk spilled and stuff, and like dripping down the fridge. But like all three of her milk cartons are like laying down horizontally. Who does that? I've never seen that ever. Like in someone's fridge. Like if I buy a fucking gallon of milk or something, like you put it on the shelf, fucking vertically, like with the top of the fucking gallon on the top, not laying down like that. I don't know. That just that this is me. Like you guys know. Like just a little observation I saw and said, who the fuck puts their milk like that in the fridge? And not just like one like little carton of milk. It was like 3 or 4 cartons of milk, and they're all just laid down like that. I don't know. It bugged me. It really like bothered me actually, just like seeing that, because I've never seen that before in real life. Like any person's fridge that I've ever had to go grab a drink or something out of, never seen that. So I don't know. That was just an observation for me. So the whole always filming and found footage stuff. There's stuff in this movie that doesn't make sense that they would be filming 100%. Like especially like when what the hell's the boyfriend's name? Dom? Is this his... Yeah, that's the boyfriend's name. And Yuan or something is his relative and stuff, and they go into the tunnel and stuff after they get invited to their family's ritual and stuff that they do every 10 years and everything. And when they first hear about this deity, the Buddah-Mother, that they believe in and praise to and everything. And when they're in that tunnel and stuff, we don't see the footage till later. But when we see the footage, it's like, who is fucking filming this still? Like, and this is in so many found footage movies. It's talked about so much. People hate when that happens, and I don't care for it either. Like, it's very frustrating. That's why when I talk about certain movies and stuff, certain found footage films like Grave Encounters, when I covered that, I said they do it very well with that movie by having them in this pitch black asylum that they need the night vision on the cameras to see. So like just that alone is a great way of addressing the always filming thing. That and the fact that Lance Preston wants to document everything that's happening to them, because people are going to want to see it one day. So those two things together like cover that for me in that movie. Same with what's the other one? There's another one that covers it well too. There's a few movies that handle the footage thing very well, of why they don't stop filming, or like why they're constantly filming while all this insane shit is going on around them. But it actually doesn't bother me in this movie. Like, I was so engaged in this movie from the very opening scene that I noticed it, sure, but it didn't bother me. Like, it doesn't really bother me at all. Like, even though it is ridiculous, like with some of these scenes and stuff but we also get a lot of different types of footage. Like, it's not just all on a camera. Like I said, we have Ronin that's giving her little video diaries to us, basically. And she is just, filming herself talking and stuff, so that makes sense. Like, we see security camera footage and everything, like at the hospital later on when the daughter's in the hospital. That makes sense. But then when they're first going, 6 years previous to, the present day in this film, when they're making their little show, their Ghostbusters show, they called it and stuff. It's like a web series or whatever that they do, investigating like paranormal stuff. And that makes sense for them to be filming and stuff. But when they're in the tunnel and stuff, and we see that footage near the end and everything, and all that crazy shit's going on, who the fuck's still filming this? Or like when she goes, when Ronin goes to see the priest and the wife who tried exorcising Toto. Same thing. It's like, why would she still be filming this after what she's seeing going on in front of her? But for some reason, it just doesn't bother me in this movie. Like, I was definitely able to suspend disbelief regarding the whole camera thing for this movie. Like I said, it's there. It's definitely there, and you definitely notice it. But it's just one of those movies that it just doesn't bother me for some reason. And I think it's just that because the rest of the film is so well done that I can let that slide. Like, I can look past that. Because this was a very well made movie. It's very well shot. The atmosphere in this movie is excellent. Like, the whole tone of this movie and the atmosphere in it and the way it builds tension with all the creepy scenes that we get and everything. The sound design is great in this movie. Like, I listened to this with headphones on and stuff, just like I did with, the hell was the other movie? Why can't I think of movies? Because I haven't slept in like fucking 24 hours, that's why. Willis Creek, with the whole tent scene and stuff, just to hear all the sounds that they're hearing and immerse myself in their experience and stuff. Like, I listen to that with headphones, I watch this with headphones. The sound design is great in this movie, and it adds so much to the atmosphere and to the tension that builds throughout this movie. And for a found footage movie, again, like, they do a great job of like a slow burn of tension. Like, it's not like a million jump scares, like fucking flying in front of your face and stuff like that, with the violins, like, da-da, like, and when somebody pops out or something like that. Like, there's only like 1 or 2 jump scares in this movie. Like, I think that's it, like 2. And even them, like, they're not like your traditional jump scare with a sound cue that says, hey, you be scared now. Like, now's your time. Now you must be scared. Like, it's not like that. Like, they're handled pretty well. They're still jump scares. So I mean, they're jump scares. So I don't care for them at all. Unless they're extremely well done, like Exorcist 3 style. Like, that's got one of the greatest jump scares in the fucking horror movie ever, in my opinion. And people have seen Exorcist 3 and love that movie, knows exactly what I'm talking about. But besides like scenes like that are so well done, and that the jump scare is set up so well, and that there's a lot of tension leading to it, and then you finally get that release. That works. For most movies nowadays, in the last like 20 years at least and stuff, that rely so heavily on jump scares, there's no tension. There's nothing being built. There's no tension being built at all. There's no atmosphere being built. It's just throwing something on the screen to startle you, which of course you're going to be fucking startled. If something's thrown, if I took this fucking thing and this highlighter and just chucked it at the fucking camera and shit, or like, but we're like in real life together. If like you're with somebody, someone throws a fucking softball at your face, you're gonna react. Like, you're gonna get startled. Like, of course, like, it's a natural reaction. Like, that's just how it works. That's not being scary. That's not building tension. That's not like, it's not a deserved scare, is the point I'm trying to make, for jump scares and everything. But like, there's only 2 in this movie, and still jump scares, but they're nowhere near as egregious as most jump scares in like modern horror films and stuff. So I was able to look past that too. Just be like, all right, they had to throw 1 or 2 little jump scares in here, but at least they're not insanely over the top or stupid, like, you know, like the best friend like bumping into the main character and that's a scare, fucking, or like the biggest one that this just has to be just completely deleted from movies forever, the fucking cat jump scare. when somebody opens a fucking drawer or a window or something, or they go near a garbage can and they hear a noise and then it turns out being the fucking cat. How many times have we seen a cat scare the shit out of somebody, like in a horror movie? It's gotta be thousands, like tens of thousands maybe, like so many. And it's just, it has to be just retired forever from movies. It's ridiculous and it's used so much. But like, that's what I mean. Like, these jump scares in this movie, nothing like that. Like, it's its own little original thing. So like, that didn't bother me really either. And then just seeing the whole design of like the Mother Buddha statue and everything was really cool looking. The whole the hand gesture that they make, like, I'm not even gonna attempt it because I don't even remember what the fuck it looks like, but they have that little hand gesture and stuff, and that they use like in this like religion and everything, and that they believe in, and really cool. And the insignia and everything, the symbol and stuff that we're asked to memorize at the beginning of the movie is like all over the place in this movie. Like, it's like there's like a shot earlier in the movie with like crayons, like the daughter's crayons and pencils and stuff like that, put in the shape of the symbol and stuff, and you see it all over the place in this movie, which is cool to like look out for and stuff, and to be like, oh, there's the symbol again and shit, like every few scenes and stuff. It's like a little Easter egg hunt. It's really appreciated that. Really nice little touches thrown in there. That clip of like the long hands or whatever the hell that's supposed to be, like reaching out and touching the daughter and stuff. That's creepy, man. That's a creepy fucking scene. Like, absolutely. Like, no, draws no attention to what it is. The baddie, as the daughter calls it, that she keeps seeing on the ceiling and everything, that supposedly is this deity and everything, or like a demon spawned from this I don't know why I keep saying diet. Fucking maybe I need to go on a diet. I don't know. Maybe that's the case. Maybe it's on my mind. But the deity, like, maybe this is a demon conjured from this deity, or is it the deity itself? Is this like the Buddah-Mother? But like, she sees it on the ceiling, and then later on, Ming, before he kills himself and is possessed and shit, he's looking up at the ceiling. So apparently this thing likes hanging out on the ceiling in people's houses, kind of like in Insidious with Darth Maul demon. Fucking how he just hangs up on the ceiling over Dalton's bed. Some of these demons, man, they have some weird ass fucking hobbies, I'll tell you that. But that's a cool scene with like those just like weird long hands like reaching out and touching her and stuff, with like no explanation or anything, and it doesn't really need one. It's just it's creepy as shit, and it works. Let me see, I talked about that, blah blah blah. There's another awesome shot, like with the, I forgot even where they are. Like, I saw this, like I said, like yesterday, like early yesterday. And I hate doing videos and stuff like that long after seeing, especially of like a brand new movie. If it's a movie I adore and stuff, like, I really don't even need to take notes and stuff like that. Like, I can just talk about it. But like for a new movie and stuff like that, like, that's why almost every video I post, like, as soon as I hit record, it's literally 5 seconds after the movie ended. Movie ends, I fucking turn the lights on and I fucking hit record, like, immediately. That way everything is completely fresh in my mind and I don't forget shit I want to talk about and stuff like that. But I watched this like early Saturday morning. Like I said, it's like almost 10 in the morning Sunday, so like 24 hours ago, and I didn't sleep really. So whatever scene it was, but there's a shot of like all like these mini Buddah-Mother statues and stuff, and it's a great shot. Like, it looks really cool. Like I said, the design of this Mother Buddha statue and these little versions of it and stuff, they did a good job with the design. Like, really good job. That scene with the daughter when she's like being told by, this unheard and unseen presence and stuff, which we again can just assume is the deity and stuff, telling her like where to go and stuff, and she ends up going up the flight of stairs and stuff, and she's like hanging over the banister or like the railing of, like, it looks like a parking garage or something like that. But she's like gets up and starts sitting on the railing and stuff. And I said, there's no way they're gonna kill this kid. And then she fucking jumps, dude. That, like, I was blown away for a second. I was like, there's no way they just did this. Like, really, they just killed this kid? And then like 5 seconds later or something like that, you see her crawling back up and everything, and I was like, oh, all right. I was like, I mean, it didn't make sense to me. Like, she fell, right? Like, how the fuck did she get back up there? Like, did she like grab a secondary railing that was like on the outside of the building, like right below the higher railing, and then she just caught herself and then just climbed back up? I don't know. That it didn't make sense one bit, but it was effective. It was a creepy fucking scene, and it was disturbing just even thinking about the fact that this beautiful little kid is possessed and like are being told what to do by this fucking demon, deity, whatever you want to call it, and she actually fucking jumps. Like, that shit was fucking crazy, man. And the car scene too, like when they're in the car and stuff driving, and the daughter's in the back seat, and it's the mother and Ming, and there's somebody else in there, I think, right? And they see like the fire on the side of the road, and they see like a few different things like in the woods and stuff like that when they're driving down the road. Then like the banging starts on the car, and it starts banging louder and louder and faster, and they're all freaking out, and the daughter's like, I'm scared, mommy, and everything, and like the banging just like gets to the point of just like shaking the whole fucking car and stuff. Great scene. Really, really cool. Like, absolutely awesome. And she's repeating the chant and stuff like that. Then like Ming starts repeating it too, like just to like, they don't know what else to do. Like, they're repeating this incantation and stuff as a blessing to like stop whatever the fuck this is. Like, their fucking car is being like fucking possessed. Really, really cool scene. The whole thing with the people, with the priest and the wife and stuff, the Chens, I think they were called, trying to help the daughter and stuff, like get rid of this curse on her and everything. The whole not eating for 7 days thing is insane. Like, it's insanely stupid. Like, come on, really? Like, that's like one of the few things in this film that I just was rolling my eyes at. I was like, are you serious? You're basically telling this mother to kill her child. Like, no child is going a week without eating any food. There's no way. Like, it's not gonna happen. Like, they're gonna die, or they're gonna be deathly sick in the fucking hospital, which we see her in the hospital later and stuff, but it's more so from the curse and stuff on her than the not eating thing. But I'm sure that adds a bunch to the fucking curse too. Like, imagine being cursed, and you're starving. Like, that's not a good combination at all, man. Like, I feel like shit when I'm just starving, let alone being fucking cursed. So having the both of those together sounds miserable. And to be a fucking child, like a little child and stuff like that, have to go through both of that. But just that whole thing of them saying, make sure she doesn't eat for a week. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Get the hell out of here. Don't eat for 7 days. Don't feed her. Like, get the hell out of here. No one is doing that. Like, I don't care what's wrong with the kid. Fucking, she's cursed or whatever and shit. Fuck that, dude. It's your kid. How are you gonna starve your child for a fucking week? Are you serious? Like, really? Like, come on. That's so ridiculous. Then they had, then they go to the hospital. She goes to take her to the hospital, and they show up. She shows up at one of the hospitals, and she's like banging on the door. It's closed. what hospital is fucking closed like that? Like, ever? Like, I don't know. Maybe in other areas of the world and shit, but here in Long Island and New York City and everything like that, and basically everywhere in the state of New York, like, there is no such thing as a closed hospital. Like, hospitals are open 24/7. Fucking, I mean, there's patients in there. Like, there's people who need to be taken care of 24/7. Like, there's no reason for a hospital to be closed. And I just laughed at that. Like I said, that's fucking ridiculous, man. She goes there, then she goes to the another hospital, and like all the lights are off, and it's like pitch black in there. It's like, where? What the fuck is going on, man? Like, you can't just get like a regular hospital like to shoot at and just like walk in. They shoot the scene, and it's a regular, brightly lit fucking regular hospital. No, they had one that's like fucking shut down. And one that's like a haunted house that has no fucking lights in it or anything. Like, get the hell out of here, man. That's another little nitpick with this. But not even right. Again, this mother seriously lets her fucking daughter go a week without eating. Come on, like, that's so stupid. That really, really like took me out of the film for a second. Like, I was like, seriously. I don't want to keep fucking going on about it, but it's fucked up. You get what I'm trying to say. You don't starve your child for fucking 7 days. And the whole 7 days thing, that reminded me of The Ring. And then the whole, like, sort of, like, the ending of this has, like, Ring elements to it a little bit. But, like, the whole, as soon as they said, like, don't feed her for 7 days, and I was already getting a few little, like, Ring vibes from this movie. I was like, oh, 7 days, huh? I was like, she's gonna die then. Because she would. Like, fucking, she's starving for a week, so 7 days, and then you're gonna fucking die of starvation. Like, it reminded me of The Ring. Let's see. And then we have the scene with Ming and stuff, like when he's talking to the camera and he's saying that he's looking for through friends of his and stuff to track down like this Buddhist monk or something like that who can try to give him more information and like translate the Buddhist texts or whatever that they found and everything. And he says that he got the old tape from 6 years ago for the Ghostbuster tape, their show and stuff, when they went into the tunnel and stuff, the boyfriend and his relative and stuff, when they went in the tunnel and they found he was able to get that film. And it wasn't working, but it ends up getting repaired near the end of the movie when we get to see the footage finally. But that whole scene with him and stuff, and him talking and stuff, and then him saying that, like, I've always wanted, and that's when he says, like, biologically I can't have kids and stuff, but, like, it's been an honor, like, being able to look after Toto and have her, call me dad and stuff like that. Like, great dialogue, man. Like, really, like heartwarming shit, which is followed by just complete fucking like heart fucking pumping crazy shit. Fucking when his fucking teeth start falling out and stuff. Oh, that's such a huge fucking. I hate seeing that in movies. Like when people's teeth just fall out for no reason. That fucking gets to me for some reason, man. I don't know why, but it does. And then him, like, he's also looking up at the ceiling and everything, and then he starts smashing his face repeatedly onto the desk in front of the camera, like, repeatedly, like, and it gets faster, and it's just like the banging on the car earlier and stuff. It's like a reoccurring theme here and stuff. And he starts banging his face, and it just gets bloodier and bloodier and more disfigured, and then he's just banging his head at an inhuman pace. Excellent. Excellent scene. Like, maybe my favorite scene in the movie. Like, that was so well done. It looked so good. Like, just everything about that whole scene. Like I said, from the dialogue and stuff to, like, the score and stuff. And that's another thing. And I mentioned this in the spoiler-free review that I did right before this. Is that the score in this movie is great. It's eerie. It sets the tone. It helps build the tension in these scenes. It helps, create the atmosphere. But it's a found footage movie. Like, these are just like people recording stuff. Why do they have like professionally recorded soundtracks playing in the background of their videos. You know what I mean? Like, and there's a few found footage movies, more than a few that I've seen that do that, and it never made sense to me. If this is someone just shooting on the camera, that's like if like you're watching me right now, and you in the background there was like professionally recorded like marching band music. It's like, what the fuck is that? Like, where is that coming from? Like, was it just edited in there and stuff? Like, it makes no sense. Like, it works for the atmosphere, it works for the tension, it works for the tone of the movie, like all that. Like, yeah, but logically, it makes no fucking sense at all. That's just fucking dumb, man. And there are a lot of found footage movies that do that and make that mistake. Like, this is supposed to be found footage. It's supposed to be actual footage that somebody recorded. But yet you have like professional soundtrack playing in the background, like eerie music and shit like that. Like, that makes no sense at all. And then when she goes to see another great scene, when she goes to see the priest and then the wife and stuff, the Chens, and she gets there and stuff, and like the priest gets killed and stuff by this deity or demon, whatever you want to call it. And then you see the wife and stuff standing with her back towards her, and like she's like scratching the back of her neck and stuff, and there's blood pouring out and stuff, like she's like deeply like cutting her neck open and stuff like that, like the back of her neck. Awesome. That looks so good. Really, really cool. Like, another excellent scene in this movie. This movie has a lot of creepy scenes like that are very well done, and I was, like I said, I was very surprised by the quality of this movie, especially for, and I'm not saying found footage this time, but especially for like a foreign film, or from Taiwan at the fucking very least. You know, like I said, you don't hear a lot of Taiwan horror movies that like hit mainstream, that are on like streaming services like Netflix and stuff, of all things. Like, yeah, with all Japanese horror and stuff, that got huge in the early 2000s and stuff, and all the remakes and stuff like The Grudge and The Ring and like The Uninvited and like all those movies, and the whole little subgenre of J horror and stuff they used to call it for Japanese horror. But Taiwan, like, I can't name another movie from Taiwan, like, except this one. Like, this might be like the first Taiwanese movie I've ever seen in the horror genre, or like ever. So like, that's just I don't know, that's interesting for me, but very well done. And then the scene too with the daughter when she's in the hospital and stuff, and she has all the fucking marks and the bruises all over her that are like growing on her and stuff. Like, great effects. Like, it looks really good. And then she's walking out of the hospital like all creepily on the security cameras and stuff. And then she's walking down the street, and then she like finds the girl from when they were at the ritual and stuff, the 6 years ago and stuff. And she finds her. And then like there's a short little news clip and stuff that plays and says that there was a like teenage girl or something found unconscious and stuff with runes drawn all over her body and stuff like that. Like, creepy scene, like very well done. Like, so many things in this movie that are also well done like that. Excuse me. Then we finally get to see what happened in the tunnel and stuff, and that Dom and it is Yuan. I don't know. I can't pronounce fucking Asian names, man. That's why I didn't even say who stars in this movie, because I knew I would fuck that up like immediately. So didn't even say who plays these characters for like purposely for that reason, because I knew I would fuck those names up beyond belief, like absolutely. And we find out then like that Dom fucking died, and in the same way that they saw the statue of the Buddah-Mother, and Dom just starts smashing his head into the fucking like cement or fucking like whatever the hell that was, so, like, and it just fucking dies, and Yuan fucking like ran out of the tunnel and everything. Like, awesome scene, like really, really cool. And then we find out what this incantation means, man. And this whole idea is excellent, in my opinion. Like, this was such a brilliant idea for this film and for a twist ending. Like, I didn't see this coming at all. Like, not one bit. Like, maybe there's hints at it. Like, if there's people who speak Chinese, speak Mandarin and stuff, and like can actually read what that incantation says and means, sure, they can see it coming. I don't read Chinese. I don't speak Chinese. So, like, I didn't see this coming at all. But we find out that when before Ming died and stuff, when he said he was gonna go, try to find out from someone who can interpret this Buddhist text and stuff like that, we see a clip of that and stuff, and they say that the incantation means I wish to share in this curse and offer up my name. And then we have this still image of the symbol and stuff, like during the end scene on Ronan's little video diary again. And we see the fucking symbol and stuff and chanting in the background. And then, like, in little letters in the middle of the symbol says, like, say your name and everything. Which is, again, like a nice little interactive thing with the audience, with us as viewers and stuff. And I wonder how many people who've seen this movie saw that and actually said their names. Or I wonder how many people saw this movie and were actually reciting the incantation when she was telling you to. Like, that's another interesting thing to think about. Like, I wonder how many people actually, like, participated and actually did that. Because now they're fucked. Like, they're cursed forever now. So they're not in a good situation, man. And like, Ronan's whole goodbye to her daughter and everything, and like saying that she like hopes that her daughter forgets her and stuff, and that she can be happy every day, and that whole reoccurring line of like, pick 3 things you're happy about and stuff that she says to her daughter earlier in the movie, and then she repeats it here and stuff, and then she says it to us as the viewers right near the very end and stuff. Like, so well done. Like I said, there's a lot of like concepts and themes in this movie that are explored very, very well. Like, besides the main premise and everything going on in this movie. And then she ends up possessed and kills herself too and stuff, after telling us that this whole thing is a malicious deity, this Buddah-Mother, and that she was lying to all of us, and that she did this, and was making us say this incantation and want to understand more about it, because it's hinted at earlier in the movie and stuff, that when she's with the institution scene with the doctor talking to her and her explaining, like, the more you know about it, like, the more misfortune it brings you. So, like, she's basically shoving it down our throats this whole movie, and like, we're seeing the fucking symbol everywhere, and we're hearing the chant and the incantation like crazy throughout the movie, and then just for the reveal that it's not a blessing that she was saying at the beginning of the movie. It's not a prayer. It's a way of fucking passing this curse on to everybody who's watched this film. And that is awesome. Are you kidding me? Like, that is such a great twist. That is such a great ending. The fact that this fucking deity and stuff, which we knew something was fucked up with. We knew this was no fucking like regular ass, just like religion and shit. Like, you knew something was up with this whole thing. But the whole way of like her acting and everything, with just her saying, like, being so genuine and stuff, and being like the dynamic with her and her daughter and everything, and just such likable characters, and like such a loving like mother-daughter relationship and everything, that when she turns the tables like that and says, I've been lying to you, and then lays all this shit on us, and basically tells us, like, the fucking chant that I've been getting you to fucking say, the incantation I've been getting you to repeat, and getting you to say your name, and fucking showing you the symbol all over the place, is to fucking, it spreads the curse, and it lightens the burden of her daughter, or anyone else who's cursed. So she's doing this all for her daughter, to save her daughter's life, which she does say in the beginning, that she wants everyone's blessings and stuff to help save her daughter's life. But she doesn't say exactly what that entails. And I think that's absolutely amazing. That is so cool, and just implying that, like, everyone who watched this movie now is cursed. Then we get that last fucking scene of the daughter of Toto, and she's much better. She's healthy, she's laughing, she's happy, which just implies that the mom's plan, Ronan's plan, worked. Like, we're all cursed and fucked, and the daughter's much better. Like, that is such a brilliant ending, man. Like, I don't know. I don't know if it, I mean, like I always say, people entitled to their opinions. But if someone said to me that like that was a stupid twist, I would have questions for them. Like, I would need to have like a discussion with them. Like, absolutely, because I think that is such a original idea. And like I said, it is reminiscent of The Ring throughout this movie in a few ways and stuff, and like a killer videotape. And like this is like a cursed film and stuff, and that was done also like in the movie Antrim and stuff. Was supposedly a cursed film and stuff like that. But just the way that that premise is done and implemented throughout this movie and carried out, awesome, so awesome. Like, very awesome ending. And everyone who watched this movie, including myself, and we inherited this curse. And we are fucked. So, awesome movie. I can't believe this went on for a fucking hour almost. But that's why I did a spoiler-free thing 15 minutes before this. But great movie, man. Like, thanks for the recommendation. Like, this is absolutely was a great movie. It was a fun watch. It was an interesting watch. And it was probably one of my favorite movies of the year so far in the horror genre. Like, I'd have to really rack my brain about that, but definitely maybe in the top 10. Like, really highly enjoyed it. So let me know if any of you seen it. Like, it's only been out 2 days, but if any of you guys saw it, what you thought about it, what your favorite scenes were, what you thought of the whole premise of this movie and the whole twist ending, and like how you feel about being cursed, and like, are you upset, or do you think you can like take this curse on to lighten this poor girl's burden and stuff with this fictional daughter that doesn't even exist, but like any of that, just hey, leave anything in the comments. But I'm thinking about what to do tonight. So I mean, if anyone has any requests and ideas, leave that in the comments too, because I've been thinking like all night basically. Like, I don't even know what the fuck I'm gonna watch like tonight, like Sunday night. And now I'm really thinking about it, and I really don't know what I'm gonna watch. So if anyone has any ideas, let me know, and I'll most likely do it. But alright guys, I will see you guys later tonight. I hope everybody's enjoying their weekend and everything. Stay safe.